Bonjour à tous. Good afternoon, everyone. Je vois que nous allons tous nos panélistes. Merci à vous. On vous voit tous très bien. Espérons qu'on vous entendra. On entendait Monsieur Fiorina tout à l'heure. Est-ce qu'on pourrait faire un essai avec Monsieur Raymond et Madame de Péry?
Bonjour, vous m'entendez bien?
Et Monsieur Raymond?
Oui, bonjour.
Parfait. Également. Parfait. Merci beaucoup. And now we will switch to English. I see we have a few students online. I suggest we wait maybe a couple more minutes to allow them enough time to join us. So for everyone's information, participants will be able to ask questions in the chat in writing, and we'll take them, our panelists will take them, respond. So I have to apologize. I'm wearing my mask because we're two of us actually in the room on the French embassy side in Zagreb.
So hello, I'm Jasna. So we were in touch all this time for this organization.
And we'll introduce ourselves a little bit
later.
More. I see we have now 7 students or interested persons, people at least. Merci de votre patience. Okay, still 7. I suggest we start. I don't want to keep our panelists waiting for any more time, neither our participants. So first of all, let me thank you all for responding to our request today and to participate in this exchange. Let me introduce myself. I'm Estelle Halimi. I'm the Counselor for Cooperation and Cultural Affairs at the French Embassy in Zagreb, Croatia. And so at my side, my colleague.
Thank you. I'm Jasna Bas. I'm the attaché for the scientific and university cooperation of the French Embassy.
And so we gathered today to discuss the new scholarship program that the embassy will launch in Croatia from 2022. Maybe to refresh everyone's mind. This new program was enshrined in the new strategic partnership between France and Croatia, signed by President Macron and Prime Minister Plenković at on the 25th of November 2021, on the occasion of the historical visit of French President in Croatia. And it is, of course, known to everyone that this visit was marked by the signature of the Rafale contract, and therefore it was the French and Croatian parties felt very natural to focus this new scholarship program on technical fields revolving around aeronautics, IT, engineering, all the fields that can be involved into the maintenance and the day-to-day work around the planes. And the idea, of course, is to spread these competencies among Croatian students. So we wanted to root this partnership into the French academic landscape, and not any landscape. We have been in touch with the best schools in France, and we're very lucky and grateful that they're here today with us to present their schools. And so we have Mr. Sébastien Raymond from ENSTA, Ms. Justine de Perry from SUPAERO, and Mr. Jocelyn Fiorina from Centrale Supélec. In the moment, they will tell us everything about their schools and respective focuses. But just in the meantime, let me quickly hand over to my colleague, maybe to develop a little bit more about the scholarship call. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Estelle. Hello, everybody. So I would like to tell you a few words about our call for the French government scholarships. So we are announcing that call every year at the end of the February, the beginning of March, so that the Croatian students can prepare themselves, or can think about going to France eventually, and to get eventually some scholarships. So this year, this call will have one particularity, and we will introduce a special category of scholarships that will be the category for the technical sciences. As Estelle said, it will be one category of scholarships for engineering, aeronautics, and informatic fields. So all the students that would like to apply could apply for this category of scholarships and will have the priority. So this year, the priority will be given to these fields, if I may say. Of course, we have other scholarships, and we have our scholarships are open for all scientific fields, but this year is the new category, and we would like to promote it specially. That's why we invited you to present your schools, your universities, because we know that you are the best in your fields, and we know that Croatian students don't know much about your schools, and we thought that it will be useful for them to hear from you about your programs, about your way to select the students and all the information that could be useful for them. But let me tell you just a few words. So this call will be open by the end of this week, so very, very soon. And it will be, the deadline is the 15th of April. So the students will be able to apply till mid-April. And so it will be published on, of course, the website of the French Embassy, French Institute, Espace Campus France Croatie. It will be also published on the websites of our partners, because our partners are the Croatian Ministry of Science and Education, and also the Croatian Agency for Mobility and the EU programs. So all the conditions will be seen on in this call. But what I want to stress for the students that are listening to us is that what is very important to us for all disciplines is the contact with the French institutions. So all the students that apply for our scholarships should have already the contact with the French institution that they want to attend. So it's it can be either the acceptance letter, but we know that now some calls for master programs in France are not available. I mean, it's not open yet, so the agenda is rather different, I mean. But they can contact the schools or the universities to check about their criteria, to check about their procedure to admit the programs and something like that. What is very important for us to say also to the Croatian students is that all our scholarships, and this kind of scholarship also, are open to the students that could attend the programs in English or in French. Of course, if there are students that can speak French or can attend the program in French language, is excellent. We are very happy to see that there are some, but they are rather rare. So we are always telling to all Croatian students who are speaking rather good English that they can obtain the scholarship, the French government scholarships, by using English as a language, and they can attend the programs in France. They are given in English. So that's why you are here, and I think it's the most important things that I would like to share with you and with students. And I would like you to invite you to present your schools, to tell the students how they can apply. So what programs do you have, and all the other things that could be useful to them. So perhaps we will start with,
well, let's say Mr. Fiorina.
Miss Fiorina.
He's at the top of our screen. Mr. Fiorina, please.
Okay. May I share my screen in order to show some slides?
Yes, you can.
So just tell me if you see it.
Perfect. We can see it.
So while I share my screen, I cannot see the chat. So if there are some questions in the chat, don't hesitate to tell it to me on the mic. Thank you very much for this opportunity to present our courses, our schools, and we are very happy that this program exists, because we are looking always for excellent students all over the world. So to have excellent students from Croatia, for us, it's very good, thanks to this new scholarship opportunity. And I will present you briefly Centrale Supélec. So Centrale Supélec is an engineering school in France, which is an elite formation which delivers the engineer degree. And it's a generalistic engineering school. It means that the students that go out from the schools have a degree that allows them to work in any field. So they can work in aeronautics, in IT, or in civil engineering, because we give them all the skills to be very performant in those different disciplines. So Centrale Supélec has 3 campuses, one in Paris-Saclay, which is a big university cluster and a big investment from the French government for technology and science, and 2 other campuses in Rennes and Metz. And during the studies at Centrale Supélec, the students may move from one campus to another one, and they can discover different parts of the French reality. And Centrale Supélec has been created in 2015, but it's the merging of 2 important engineering schools in France, Centrale Paris, which exists since 1829, and Supélec, which existed since 1894. So we merged, and now we have Centrale Supélec. I have here some numbers, but I will not enter in all the details of those numbers, and they change slightly each year. What is important to see is that we have an important link with research. We have an important link with international partners. So we have nearly 200 partner universities all around the world, and all the students at Centrale Supélec has to have an experience abroad, at least 6 months abroad. So we have 80 double degree agreements also to have double degree with other universities all over the world. So the international part for us is very important, and it's why I'm very happy to be here to present our courses. And we have also a strong link with industry. We have a lot of corporate partners, so they are here also to give lectures, to provide internships, and at the end, we have a lot of opportunities of job in all the industries, and we have an influential alumni network all over the world. So the alumni network is very important also for us. So the graduated from Centrale Supélec keep a link with each other all along their career. Another important point is that we are part of Université Paris-Saclay. So Centrale Supélec is a component of Université Paris-Saclay, and Université Paris-Saclay is a very important campus in close to Paris for technology and science. And thanks to this component of inside Université Paris-Saclay, thanks to this gathering with Université Paris-Saclay, we reach very high level in the ranking, in the international ranking. So we are the first non-Anglo-Saxon university in the international ranking, in the Shanghai ranking. And as you know, the degrees from France are the second most employable degrees in the world. So the first one are the American one, and the second one, which are the main impact on the employability, are the French one. And among the French one, Centrale Supélec is the first employable, the first ranked degree in France for employability. Why? Because we are based on excellency and on selectivity. So in order to present briefly the French systems, and it's a system that we share with our colleagues from ENSTA and Supérieur, we are based on a very selective system. So the best high school students may go in preparatory classes for 2 years. And so after high school, they prepare during 2 or 3 years to take a national-wide exam. And the best students from this national-wide exam can enter in the best engineering schools, among which we have Centrale Supélec. So it's a very selective system. So if we draw the scheme, there are 2 years of preparation, then the national-wide exam, and then 3 years at Centrale Supélec for a 5 years higher education formation. And then there is the degree, the engineer degree. So how the Croatian students can enter in Centrale Supélec? This is the classical scheme for the French students. So after high school, they do 2 years of very, very intensive preparation in maths and physics, and then they take the national-wide exams. And then they can enter here. So we don't recommend the international students who have not done those 2 years of preparation to take this national-wide exam because they don't have this specific preparation. But we have other ways to come at Centrale Supélec. First of all, sometimes we have agreements with international university for double degree students who can join us. They are sent by their university. Unfortunately, we don't have it yet with Croatia universities, but we have other systems. So the other system is that after bachelor, the student can take an exam and they can enter at Centrale Supélec. The bachelor usually in Europe is 3 years. So after a 3 years bachelor or a 4 years bachelor, you can take the exam, specific exam, which we call it the L3 exam because it's the name of the bachelor in France, licence, and then you can enter Centrale Supélec. Or we have also a specific exam for the 4 years bachelors, because in other countries, sometimes the bachelor is in 4 years. So in that case, there is another track that we call the accelerated track. And after 4 years of bachelor, they take the international entrance exam, and the students can do the formation, the accelerated formation in 2 years. So we have those two possibilities. The first one here is available for the bachelor in 3 or 4 years. The second one is available only for the bachelors in 4 years. Here you do 2 years of accelerated track. Here you do 3 years. The tuition fees are not the same in the two tracks. The second track, the accelerated track, is more expensive. The first one here is less expensive. But at the end, you always have the same degree, which is based on the same principle of education. So what is the principle of education? We train generalistic engineers which are also entrepreneurs. And the general description of those engineers is written here. So of course, they master science and technology with a top ability of abstraction and conceptualization applied to complex systems. It's why mathematics is very important. It's the base to have these abstraction skills to be able then to inject it in all the science and technology fields. They are also leaders and innovators in action, creating social and economic values at an international level. So they have to acquire those transversal skills. They are comfortable and innovative with mature technological and societal changes, especially in the digital world, and they are humanistic, sensitive to social issues, and they have a sense of responsibilities and respect for others. So all those values are translated into what we call skills. So we have 9 fundamental skills corresponding to those values. To be a leader, to lead a team and a project, to be able to convince others with the ideas, because when you are an engineer, you have to implement your ideas, so you have to be able to convince the others. So we have formation and pedagogical activities to develop those skills, to be to be high level in the digital world, so to have the digital skills, to thrive in a multicultural and international environment. And it's why we need you to create an international campus. And we also have as a mandatory part of the studies for the French student to have 6 months abroad minimum, to be able to create value for company and its customer, to be innovative, to acquire and develop in-depth expertise in a scientific or sectoral field, of course, because it's the heart of the engineer, to have skills in the complex systems, and to think and act as an accountable ethical professional. So that's why with all those transversal skills, we have a generalistic engineer. And it's also generalistic because we touch all the spectrum of engineering. So we have divided the spectrum of engineering into 9 parts. So it's a way to divide the spectrum of engineering. We have energy, large-scale interacting system, computer science, mathematical and data science, physical and nanotechnology, biotechnology and environmental engineering, communicating system and Internet of Things, civil engineering and transportation, where we have also aeronautics. So usually in a traditional university, a student chooses one topic and focus on one topic. In Centrale Supélec, the student has to investigate many of those topics because they may be able at the end to work in any of those topics. So during the 2 first years, they have to explore many of those areas. And it will be only in the last year that they will focus in one of the areas. So that's why we have a generalistic engineer. And at the end, we have very high-level engineers, but also manager, and we can find our alumni in the top position of many companies. So here we have some example with the CEO of Peugeot, with the president of France Television, with Air Liquide, CEO of Air Liquide, of Thales, of the creator of Michelin. Michelin was an alumni, Schlumberger was an alumni, Peugeot was an alumni, and in the historical part, Eiffel as well. So the engineers that we train have very important place in the industry and in the society. And that's because we have selected them. So we need excellent candidates, and because of the training that allows them to have those positions. So it's why the industry, the companies requires or graduated. Another important thing that in the campus of Centrale Supélec and in the campus of the Grande École in general, you have a very international environment, and you have also a very active campus life with a lot of association. So we encourage our students to take part into associations, sportive, cultural, technological, social association, any kind of association. So there are 150 student clubs and organizations on the campus. There is a very active life for that. And sometimes we give credits for the students to take active part in those clubs and associations. It's part of the formation for us. So that's for the global presentation of the school. I remind you that you have 2 possible access here if you don't have a university which has an agreement with us in order to enter directly in the courses. You can enter with the concourse, with the exam here and here. If we focus on this one, those are the dates. So there will be the exam between the 13th of June, 24th of June. The fees are 130 €, and it can be in English or in French. You have to know that also the courses at Centrale Supélec can be part in English. So when you arrive, you will not be lost. You will have time to take French classes to be more comfortable. And at the beginning, you can follow English classes in English. So for the examination, you can choose one topic with which you feel more comfortable: mathematics, physics, mechanics, or biology and mathematics. And here are the different exams that you will have: mathematics, physics, and then you will have oral exam. So 3 oral exams of 30 minutes with a topic that depends on the fields you have chosen. You have all the information on the Centrale Supélec website. So I invite you to go to the Centrale Supélec website. And for this specific exam here to enter, you can go also at education.centralesupélec.fr. So don't hesitate to go on this website to have all the information about the examination that you can take to enter at Centrale Supélec. And I will end my presentation there. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask now or to ask later. You have my email address here. And that's it for Centrale Supélec.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fiorina. I don't see any questions that we have not already responded in the chat as you were talking. So I think it was a pretty clear, and the students can always revert to the website in case of any questions, or to us or to you. So they have several options. I hope they had time to enter there, to write down your address. Maybe you can reproduce it into the chat, your email address.
I will write it just here.
Thank you very much. And without further ado, we'll now give the floor to Ms. De Perry.
Hey, everyone. So thanks for welcoming us here today. I'm Justine. I'm admission advisor for Institut Supérieur, and I will share my screen to present you a bit the school and our programs. Yep. Okay, so you must see my screen. Maybe I put it like this. Is it okay?
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to talk briefly about Institut Supérieur, what's the school, brief presentation, the different programs it offers. And I would specialize in this program called Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering, which is our main international program taught in English here at Institut Supérieur, the admission process, and a bit about the campus and the life in Toulouse, where we are. So Institut Supérieur is one of the world leaders in aerospace engineering, higher education. So it was created more than 100 years ago by ambitious scientists. It's located in Toulouse. It's the heart of the French aerospace valley. I don't know if you heard about it, but I will show you a bit later on the map. And the goal of Institut Supérieur is to train the next leader of the aerospace engineering to meet innovative and sustainable challenges of the air transport and the space exploration. Big challenges recently with all what's happening in the global warming, etc., the ecology. And we have different programs that I'm going to explain in a few minutes. So first of all, we are in Toulouse. Toulouse, it's in the south of France. It's close to the border with Spain. We are about an hour 15 by plane from Paris. And you see here on the map that Toulouse is surrounded by all the aeronautics and space industries. This is why it's called the European capital of aeronautics and space. Most of the companies are located in Toulouse, which is a big asset for all our students, and which gives them lots of opportunities, of course, when they study, because we receive a lot of those professionals to give class to our students and to share from their experiences. And of course, for all their internship and first job, it's great. So Institut Supérieur have like some main partnership program with those 17 companies. So for example, Thales of Airbus, which is one of the biggest in Toulouse, but also Ariane Group, MBDA, Safran, Thales Alenia Space, all of those companies that have strong links with the school, and who so we welcome a lot of those professional into our class to teach to students. They also provide a few scholarships also to students, special scholarship programs. And they also share their needs, their industrial needs, so that we can adapt all our courses according to their industrial needs. Different programs that are taught at Institut Supérieur, most of them are post-bachelor. So our students arrive at Institut Supérieur mainly with a bachelor or like my colleagues were talking, after 2 years of preparatory class for the formation d'ingénieur. So we have English and French programs. The formation d'ingénieur in 3 years is a 3-year French taught program that leads to the diploma of diplôme d'ingénieur, the French way, French system. And we also have a system more adapted to the international organization, which is the Master of Science in 2 years, fully taught in English, which can be continued after all with an advanced master. We also offer around 15 different advanced master program at Institut Supérieur. An advanced master is accessible after a master degree or after several years of professional experience. Some professionals who want to specialize in a certain domain can do a 1-year advanced master program. And we also have a spring semester for students willing to, during their bachelor, come here at Institut Supérieur to train for a semester in aerospace engineering domain. A few alumni of Institut Supérieur, a famous one, for example, the founder of Dassault Aviation, some famous astronauts who passed by Institut Supérieur as well, Thomas Pesquet or Samantha Cristoforetti. The CEO of Airbus passed by Institut Supérieur as well, and many others who have a strong position now in the aerospace industry. So that was about the school briefly. Now I'm going to focus about the Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering. So it's a 2-year program, 4 semesters, 3 semesters of courses here at Institut Supérieur in Toulouse, and 1 semester of internship, which is whether in a company or in a laboratory, if student wants to pursue later on with PhDs. I didn't talk about it, but we also offer PhDs. Research is important here at Institut Supérieur. So that's the thing, like the students, it's really a program that so the point is to make him create his own curriculum according to the domain he wants to specialize in. So during the first semester, students get together, they come, you will see a bit later, from a lot of different horizons. And they come from different backgrounds as well. So they mostly have a common core to make them, to give them the uniform skills in science and engineering and project management, also in foreign languages. We teach French, it's part of the curriculum, of course, because they will study in France. And then during the second and third semesters, they specialize, they select electives, they select a major during the third semester, and they select a research project. Among all, there are 7 majors that can be chosen according to their background, to their project, career project, and to their interest, most of all. So there are advanced aerodynamics and propulsion, aerospace structures, aerospace systems and control, embedded systems, space systems, systems engineering, or space imaging, navigation, and communication. So as I told you, the program is fully taught in English. We require for sure an English test to each students who are non-native to enter the program. An important point also, we have a career center to help link the students with all the industries and our partners, to help them build their curriculum, their CV, make them learn how to make an interview in a different country, etc. They also organize job dating and share all the opportunities of internship and jobs that are available in France and in Europe and also abroad. And of course, a strong engagement in the ecological transition. We really insist to include this in all our courses more and more every year to give the students the skills to meet the challenges of decarbonized aviation, which are really needed nowadays in the industry. This year, we welcomed 122 students in the master program. from 26 different countries, 60 different universities, so it makes a big melting pot. You see here, they come a bit from everywhere. And we welcome 22% female students, which we think is not enough. So we really welcome women to apply. We hope to make this engineering world as equal as possible. To show you a bit some figures about employability, 96% are usually hired less than 2 months after obtaining their degree. And 75% are hired before finishing the MSc, so usually during the internship. They work in different fields, mostly aeronautics and space for sure, but also research and development, automotive and transport, energy or banking, IT. These are our main recruiters here. So Airbus, ATR, Capgemini, European Space Agency, the National Center of Space Research, Thales, etc. Just a picture of our class this year with all our students. So now a few words about admission. So prerequisites to enter the master is a bachelor degree in those fields, like can be aerospace, mechanics, mechatronics, electronics, electrical, telecommunication. So it's quite wide open, and or a French license in science and engineering, or also bachelor in physics also accepted. We have different, so the applications are open since October. For example, for September 2022, they were open from last October 2021. And the first admission committee starts in January of the year. And until June, we have one admission committee every month. So of course, yes, the sooner students apply and the more opportunities they have to find a spot in the master program. If you can check online, like for example, now we are still recruiting for next September 2022. We are entering in what we call the spring session of student application. Next deadline is the 7th of March, once again for September 2022. And if you miss this deadline, you can still apply till the 23rd of May with 2 different application deadline. The application is on what we call dossier, an application file. You must provide a CV, a curriculum, a cover letter, the copy of your highest diploma or your certificate of enrollment if you're still doing your bachelor at the moment of the application, your transcripts of the last 3-4 years, depending of how long was your bachelor, 2 letters of recommendation, an English test if you're not native from an English country. GRE test is also recommended, not mandatory, but if you take the test, it can be a plus for your application. And the application fee are €90. You can apply once per year. The tuition fees, it's an important point to finance your master. So as a European Union candidate, you can beneficiate from the reduced tuition fees, which are about €5,000 per year. It's 4,950. And so different programs can help you to finance your 2 years master. So we are here for the new scholarship from the French government with Croatia. So of course, I always orientate students with Campus France because they have with the embassy a lot of opportunities for master students who wants to come study in France. At Université we also provide scholarships. There are 5 different ones, which are open only for application in October, November, for the year later, the year after. So if you are interested for next year, for September 2023, it will be starting application in October. But also, so personal funding, of course, bank loans are also helping students to study abroad. And of course, I want to emphasize that in France, we have quite a lot of social student benefits that you can also check online with Campus France. We have a free health insurance, a lot of discount for students in culture, in transport, and we have this housing allowance, which is helping students pay their rent. So we organize a whole process to help our foreign students to come to Institut Supérieur. And we are part of the University of Toulouse at Institut Supérieur. So we beneficiate from the service. It's a service called Toolbox. It's offered to master's students to help them come here at Institut Supérieur. So it helps them to book in advance their housing on campus so that you don't have to worry about where to look for your place, etc. We help you and we book your student room in advance. We have like 6 residences on campus. So to welcome, it can welcome about 1,000 students. So priority are given to our master students. And I don't want to be too long, so just a few pictures about the campus, the research equipments, a very green place where students can enjoy with a lot of infrastructures and sport infrastructures around. A lot of clubs and associations for students to enjoy also their student life. The city of Toulouse is for sure the best in France. I'm kidding, but it's been voted for first student city in France, so I guess students like it. And this is my contacts. So I'm Justine. I can answer all your questions at this email, info-masters@institutsuperieur.fr. And you can, of course, follow us on social media if you want to follow the actuality. And thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. de Perry. I think it was pretty clear as well.
How do I? Yeah.
So if you can also write your
Sure.
contact in the toolbox as thank you very much. And as I see no questions in the chat box, I will hand now the floor to Mr. Raymond, whom I thank very much for his patience. I have the floor. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Dobar dan. I'm very glad to be here today and to give you a presentation about ENSTA Paris. The origins of ENSTA Paris, it was founded in 1741. It is the oldest engineering school in France. And today, of course, the school history has been evolving. In 2012, ENSTA Paris moved from its historical location, downtown Paris, to the campus of Institut Polytechnique de Paris. And since 2019, ENSTA is a founding member of Institut Polytechnique de Paris. What is Institut Polytechnique de Paris? Well, it's the merger of 5 graduate engineering schools, Ecole Polytechnique, ENSTA Paris, Télécom Paris, and Télécom Sud Paris, together with ENSTA Paris. Top French graduate schools in applied science and engineering, and with 3 main objectives: providing top-level education with a wide range of fields, leading cutting-edge research to answer global challenges, and of course, fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. The last rankings about Institut Polytechnique de Paris are the following. The most prestigious is that in the last QS graduate employability ranking, we ranked 12 in the world and #1 in France. And the first rankings in the QS or in the Times Higher Education rankings are pretty good, with 49th position in the world and 2nd in France for the QS ranking. And for the Times Higher Education ranking, excellent rankings in terms of scientific disciplines such as physical science, computer science, or life science. This is a picture of Institut Polytechnique de Paris campus, located in Palaiseau, south to Paris. So in the middle, you can see this is Ecole Polytechnique. Here you have ENSTA, here Telecom Paris, and here in the woods, ENSTA Paris. I will show you some pictures later. And it is a very great campus where it is very nice to study, to live, but also to innovate, because we have several companies having their research centers, for example, Thales, or for example, EDF, that are having their research and technology centers on the campus. ENSTA Paris is a graduate engineering school. Our values are to guide, invent, and educate in engineering, relying on scientific and technical excellence, enhanced by digital technology. And this is made in order to support the transformation of major strategy sectors at the crossroads of fundamental expectations of society and sovereignty issues, with three main areas for ENSTA: transport, energy, and defense. So some key figures about ENSTA: we have a little bit more than 1,000 students, 250 graduates every year in engineering. 30% of our students are international students. We have 2 offshore campuses, one in Shanghai together with the Shanghai Jiaotong University, and one in Tunisia. 30% of our students are women, and we have so far more than 6,000 alumni. Faculty members, 135 staff members, permanent staff members, and among them there are also, and with them, together with them, there are also 650 lecturers, and among them 70% are coming from the industry, showing that the relationship of ENSTA Paris with the industry are very strong, and that industry is included inside the education for the students. Here at the bottom, you can see some pictures about the school and about the campus. We have a student residence with around 430 apartments on the campus next door. And this is very convenient to host some of our students, and especially international students that are hosts on the campus. So as I said, 3 major fields of education: transport, energy, and defense, with a strong vision of multidisciplinary engineering, and especially dedicated to complex systems engineering, data sciences, and artificial intelligence. So as you can see, we have a wide variety of industrial partners, and among them, some are strategic partners in the field of aerospace industry, such as Airbus Group, Thales, and all others that are like very important in the field of defense, such as MDBA, Dassault Aviation, etc. Some examples of our alumni that are having now key strategic positions in some major French or international companies. For example, at Thales, for example, at Renault, Air France, Soprasteria, Schneider Electric, Tesla, and Naval Group, of course. So, 4 domains of expertise. The content of the education is a multidisciplinary core curriculum encompassing mathematics, physics, mechanical engineering, electronics, and computer science, but also social sciences, humanities, and sport. Along the curriculum, there is a progressive specialization towards a professional sector and a position, of course. So in different fields: transportation, energy, engineering, mathematics, or complex system engineering. These are here the key specialization tracks at ENSTA Paris. The ones that could be interesting for you related to defense and aerospace can be smart mobility and vehicle engineering, but it can be also energy production and management related to the needs of the aerospace sector, engineering mathematics, of course, and complex systems engineering, and more especially robotics and embedded systems, as we know that these embedded systems can play a key role in the aerospace industry, but also artificial intelligence and architecture and security information systems. So this is the ENSTA curriculum. So I will not recap what my colleagues said about the French engineering system, but how students, French students, are admitted in the first year for a first year that is general and multidisciplinary in science. Then in the second year, the students have the opportunity to specialize in one of our majors. So we have 3 majors. One is mechanical engineering, the second applied mathematics, and the third one is information and communication sciences and technologies. And then in the third year, they can choose one specialization track, and they complete their education with the graduation projects, engineer internship at the end of the curriculum. So for international students and Croatian students, they can access ENSTA through different ways. After a Bachelor of Science, they can access the first year, or after 3 years of higher education. And if they get 4 years of higher education, they can access directly to the second year, and so to choose and specialize themselves in one of our majors. The admission calendar is the following. The international admission deadline is April the 8th. So on this link, you will have the opportunity to find the procedure for admission. The admission results will be given in May. Then how it works for the happy selected candidates, July the 4th or July the 18th, there is an intensive French course because lectures at ENSTA are in French, so we require a B1 level to access the school. But what we do is that we ask selected candidates to start learning French abroad. So, for example, you could start learning French at the francuske Institut Supérieur, and then you can join ENSTA in July and start 1 month or 6 weeks of international French courses that are offered by ENSTA, and then scientific courses start on the 16th of August with the scientific revisions and preparation. And then the academic year will start on August the 29th. We can also offer you a second opportunity to enter Institut Polytechnique de Paris, this time not in the engineering degree, but in one of our 15 Master of Sciences in Engineering. Master of Sciences, sorry. And some of them are particularly suitable for preparing you to the career in aerospace industry, for example, in mechanics or transport, mobility and networks, or in information and communication and engineering. So these master's degrees, you will find all the details about the content of the education, that is this time in English, here or through this link. You need to get an undergraduate degree. It is a 2-year program. You can also be admitted directly in the second year of the master if you already completed 1 year of a similar master's program. And we have 2 deadlines for depending on the 2 sessions you would like to apply for, April the 13th or May the 31st. But I have to stress that for the second deadline of admissions, all the programs will not be available for the students. So I strongly recommend to apply before April the 13th. And these are my contact data, and I remain at your disposal in case you would have any question about ENSTA or Institut Polytechnique de Paris. Thank you. If I remember, thank you and dodijelu.
Hvala lijepa, Monsieur Raymond. And may I invite you as your colleagues to write down your email address into the chat box?
Yes.
Thank you very much. We have one question from a participant about bachelor degrees that are 3.5 years or 7 semesters, and you were asked whether it means that they would be admitted as after the 3rd or 4th year bachelor student.
I would say it would depend on the analysis of the transcript of the students and the courses that were taken. Usually, I would say it should be in the 1st year, but in the context of some programs, for example, that we have, agreements that we have with Brazil, in the context of double degree diplomas, the students can be admitted directly in the 2nd year after 7 semesters. So I would say it would be case by case, and it would require a careful examination of the content.
The same for Central Supélec. Actually, by default, it will be considered as a 3-year bachelor, but if you want to try with the other track where you enter the 4-year bachelor, you can always send your files and it can be studied. In any case, the 3-year bachelor track is widely open for you in that case.
Thank you very much. Do we have any more questions from the audience? I can't see any in the chat box.
So I would like just to say a few words to the students. So thank you very much for your presentation. We learned also a lot, and we recorded your presentation, and then we will make it available for the students. And I want just to say that tomorrow, Espace Campus France Croatie, we have the open days. So anybody can come to ask any questions they like, and we will have some presentations of our scholarships. And of course, I will talk about your presentation and this specific category of scholarship, which is, as I said, the priority for us. And so I invite all the students and participants present to come tomorrow from noon to 6 p.m. We have so at our French Institute at Preradovićeva 5. So it's I think very well-known place for people, because it's in the center of the city. So anybody can come and ask any questions they like, but they can come to our French Institute any day, and because we have our colleagues there who can talk to you, who can help you for any information that you would need. So thank you to all for your presentation, and we will be happy to host you at the French Institute.
Absolutely, my turn to thank the presenters very much for these very clear presentations, and the students for their questions and interests. So we remain at your disposal, all of you, for any questions, any need for complementary information. And in the meantime, last chance for a question. And if not, let me wish you a very good day. Ugodan dan. Hvala lijepa. I doviđenja. Merci beaucoup. Bonne journée.
Thank you.
Merci. Thank you very much for this nice opportunity.
Definitely.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oui.